till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here on Sports Money, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. You know what it's all about. Your last stop to get them best bets, looking at lines, angles, trends, injury adjustments, all kinds of information to help you make informed betting decisions. That's what we're here to do. That's what we did last night. That's what we're going to do again tonight. And we're going to do it all damn week if that's okay with everybody else. Appreciate Jay Main says he likes the intro. That shit is fire. Let's go, man. Gonna be a fun night tonight, you guys. It was a tricky card. I did find this card to be tricky. We'll talk about the plays that we're involved with here. I did find 4 NHL games on a pretty lengthy slate that I thought had some merit to them. Some nice plus money spots on the card. We've got 2 plays in one college football game. It's Maction. Maction is back. Thank goodness. I was tired of looking at those Conference USA teams over and over. There's only so many times I can get excited talking about, North Texas, right? I mean, come on. So we got Maction back in our lives tonight. Pay special attention to the weather conditions out there as well. Very much important to take note of that wind. It's not the rain, although there's going to be rain. And, it's not the snow or anything else that goes along with it. It's the wind that affects these games so dramatically. And we'll talk about that. We've got 2 college basketball games tonight. Pretty decent. Oh, man. Where we at? Little Indiana State action that just missed for us? Man. Was it Indiana State? Now I'm getting confused. Was it Indiana State? All I know is that we were trying to go out there and fade DePaul. Plus 950. I thought we were going to have it. I thought we had it. They go into overtime. I thought we had it before overtime. We had it the whole first half. Oh, man, what a fun game that was out there. Damn. That would have been just fantastic. But we're going to run it back tonight. We've got 2 college basketball games. We're just into day 2 of the college basketball season. And had a little 2-1 yesterday, right? So not too shabby out there. In fact, as we look at the agenda from yesterday, the schedule that we ran down out there, where did we start? Let me see. Where did we start? We had 1 hockey game. We aced it. Never in doubt. Never, not even a sweat, not even a drop of sweat. That game was 1-0 before the puck even dropped. Houston, 35.5. Talked about having a 10-point window for victory there. And they had it by the first half. Nailed it. Now, unfortunately, Canisius in Arizona did not do us pretty. We had that Indiana State spot, as I mentioned, out there against DePaul. We shat the bed here in this Boston game. You know this game. So if you guys watch we talked about the number. We talked a little bit about the margin that was baked into this thing. They were hanging 234.5 and 233.5 all the way through like the last 5 minutes of this Boston game. So plenty of opportunity to hedge. Albeit we did not cash our over. Man, the scoring dropped off after that too. At that last 5 minutes, no buckets to be found. Pacers, no problem. Sixers, no problem. Kansas City, we got a problem. Kansas City, what happened out there? You guys see at overtime, Baker Mayfield, he sees that Patrick Mahomes wins the toss, and he just starts shaking his head. It's like, that's it. It's over. You're done when you get overtime and lose a coin toss to Patrick Mahomes. And he did what Patrick Mahomes did. And that led us to cash. That led us to pay dirt. What a way to end that game, huh? I was saying to a couple of the fellas earlier in the day too. Like I had the 2 touchdown combo that I got too cute with it at plus 750, and I didn't want to give that out because I don't know why. I overthought it is what it came down to. But Otten was huge, and Hunt. Remember we talked about this guy in the 4 weeks that he's come into Kansas City. He was averaging over 21 touches a game. He had 28 yesterday, and he punches it in for sweet success to cash our plus 433 touchdown parlay. So a little bright spot in that game, despite not getting the first half right, despite not getting the teaser right. It felt good to get that touchdown prop in there in overtime, despite me wanting to see the Chiefs lose. It is what it is. And that's how we finished off the day yesterday. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun. Look, they're not all grand slams. Sometimes you got to hit the doubles and triples and inside the park home runs. And hopefully we do that tonight. So thank you guys all for coming in. It's that part of the show where we need your help. Got to get that support. Need you guys to hit that thumbs up button, please. We don't have anybody to fall back on. We don't have anybody to help promote us. It's you guys. It's us. It's working together as a community to continue to build bankrolls together. I think we've done a pretty decent job of that so far. All we ask you to do is take a look. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, take the time to do so now. You know the deal. The best in the business are here to give you their favorite looks. It's time to cook the books. Close that chat button. Hit that thumbs up button. Pop the chat button. And we'll be ready to go. All right. We had the trade deadline underway for the NFL today. Just a little short list of things that I kind of observed from the NFL and the trade deadline. First of all, if you traded to the Kansas City Chiefs and you gave them DeAndre Hopkins for literally a half a used bag of coffee, they've already run the grounds through the coffee filter once. They said, that's okay. Just give us, we'll put them back through again. That's fine. You could have DeAndre Hopkins. Sickening. To think they were going to possibly get Tyreek Hill back was even more disgusting. Kareem Hunt sitting there on the couch. Man, with this Kansas City Chiefs team, they definitely look loaded for bear. The Baltimore Ravens made some more moves. Now, Lamar Jackson was questionable for this Thursday game. They have all indications now. Harbaugh says he is going to play, so we will see some fireworks on Thursday night between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Tre'Davious White, big addition for those Baltimore Ravens. We saw in the offseason what they did by picking up King Henry. We saw them continue to make moves on the wide receiving core. They've got Mark Andrews. They've got Lamar Jackson. Now they had a strong cornerback out there in Tre'Davious White for a 7th-round pick. That tells me they feel really damn good about themselves. They feel ready to go, exceptionally excited to fire. Giants couldn't catch trading partners for some of their defense, so it looked like the Giants were starting to consider waving the flag a little bit. And man, how about this Washington Redskins? Not this year, Washington Commanders. Fuck you. How about that? I said it. Washington Commanders. They got 9 first-round picks next year, 9 draft picks next year, and they're loaded up. And they go out there and they make that big move on defense. Going to be tough to contend with this Washington Commanders team. Now, I don't think that's going to be a problem this year. I don't think it will be issues this year. I think it'll be next year and the following 3 years. New coaches, new ownership, new quarterback in Jaden Daniels. Man, that team is going to be very difficult there. So it looks like the NFC East picture is shaped up. The Cowboys have shaped out. They're going to put Dak Prescott on the injured reserve, and they're going to keep his ass there for about 4 weeks is the expectation. They're effectively punting. The Giants tried to move some pieces. They couldn't because they had steep asking prices, so they're just going to grind it out. And then, as I mentioned there, Marshawn Lattimore comes over from the New Orleans Saints to that Washington Commanders to shore up that defense out there. So the interesting part about those cornerback pieces coming over are that they're doing that so they can make playoff runs and shut down those explosive quarterback wide receiver combos on teams within their division. So very interesting to see. And then I think the last piece was Mike Williams going over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers made a couple of moves at the deadline. Like what they have. They like their pieces. They like their chips. And they don't mind throwing them in a little dip. They're out there adding Mike Williams for a true number 2 wide receiver. Now, Mike Williams coming off the ACL injury this past offseason. We'll see what he can do out there. But, man, they certainly like that Russell Wilson piece that they've got in the equation. They've got Justin Fields ready to roll. They brought in some defensive help out there as well. They trading around with the Jets. So the Jets getting rid of Mike Williams, that to me didn't seem like the Jets are punting. That just seemed more like they had just too many pieces. And this guy, he wasn't there for the offseason. He wasn't there for the training camp. He wasn't there for the two-a-days and everything else that went into it. And he was just working on his own rehab assignment. So out of town, onto a new start. And that's essentially the high-level pieces I saw in, the NFL. The Eagles said that they were happy with what they had. They weren't looking to make any moves. And that's pretty much it. The big players got stronger. A couple of guys came in from the dark out there, like the Washington Commanders, but it is what it is. NFL won't go back on play for us again until Thursday night. So let's get to this card out there, you guys. Again, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button, take the time to do so now. Please do so. I'm going to grab a sip of water. Hit that thumbs up button. And we want to be brief. If you guys haven't had the time to go vote today, please do so. Matter of fact, pop a sign in the car and go drive on down to the local polling station. If you have to show your ID, make sure you show your ID and pull the right lever as it relates to your political affiliation. But take the time, right? This is the big one. It's going to be a lot of fun watching tonight. Now, it feels to me like back in the day, the election process was over and done in a night. Slowly but surely. This shit's dragging on for like 5 or 6 days. So we'll see what it does tonight. Does look like there's been some changes in the swing states. 6 of 7 swing states now have a heavy favorite. And the books in Vegas have moved the odds comfortably. Actually, not Vegas, but the offshore books have moved the odds heavily in one direction. So if that's the direction you want to see them moving, that's great. Make sure you go vote. Support the cause. If it's not the direction that you wanted to see the team moving, that's great. Go vote. Help your team get back into victory lane. But we're going to get into victory lane right now. The best in the business assemble. You know the deal. Grab that pen and paper. They're here to share their best bets, their angles, their trends, all kinds of fun things to help you guys. They've been marinating on these plays all day long. It's time to get to business. We got to make some money. And it starts right now. So let's go see who's got what going on in the chat. If you haven't done so yet, throw your best bets in the chat so we can recognize what you guys are on. This desk is officially fucked. Even my general being near it, just got this thing shaking like I'm doing this from a pogo stick, you guys. Let's go out there. Shout out to Joe T, commenter numero uno. Been doing some great things in the community tab. He's been on fire and heating back up. Everybody falls off the horse a little bit. The pogo sticks, so to speak, they get back up and they start bouncing. He had a little clean sweep on Sunday. He ran it back yesterday. Albeit, that jersey over first period, Joe T. Yikes. But he's got this Lightning and Blues over 5.5. It's an alternate parlay. His best bet is over on the community tab. So that means you guys got to get over there and click on that community tab. And you got to hit that thumbs up over there. What the fuck? That's all we ask. I hate to say the same thing so many times, you guys. But, guy goes on a 3-0 streak and he looks down and he sees 8 thumbs up. Let me tell you, that sucks. Especially if you played it. So if you're going to play it, take the time to hit the thumbs up. If you saw it, take the time to hit the thumbs up. Believe it or not, that does help us continue to promote this sports money brand. His alt parlays, the Lightning Blues over 5.5, the Penguins Islanders over 5.5, and that's plus 190. Tampa St. Louis over 5.5 head-to-head, 6 of 7. Pittsburgh Islanders 9 of 10 head-to-head have gone to the overs in those matchups. Shout out to Jay Main. He likes the intro. My guy, Justin McKelvey, says sports money is money. Appreciate you guys, man. Joey W's here. Nicholas Handy. Bo Jackson says, I need Trump to cash some NFL parlays. I've been getting a lot of my political odds updates from Ontario because, again, the books in New York, or the books, well, shit, I can't get Dana White Contender Series on DraftKings. You think they're going to let me bet on the election? I don't think so. Let's go. Shout out to you, Bo Jackson. Jay Main says, Trump got to tell Vegas to lighten up some. Futon Bet says, Brad Marchand, anytime goal scorer. David Wallace says, man, North Carolina can't get in on election bets. Yeah, we can't either, my brother. I don't think anybody can in the States. I don't think any legal books in the States can do it. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Shout out to Chris Sala. I don't know what's blue. Blue in my background? Is that what you mean, Chris? Keith says, hey, Mike and everybody, let's make this money tonight. Trump Bowling Green parlay. I saw something that made me laugh. Did I tell you guys this yesterday? And it was like somebody said something about the election, and they're like, how should I vote this thing? And somebody said, take Trump in the first half, but take Harris to win the full game. That's what happened 4 years ago, right? Oh, man. I'm not going to dip my toe into that political pool, but I thought that was funny. I was like, man, that's a gambler right there. And if I could find that bet, I probably would have taken it. So JPG says, oh, shit. Is Mike betting on the Sabres again? David Wallace says, I can't believe we're talking bets on politics. It's fun, man. It's fun. I mean, look, no different than anything else. I wouldn't lay a minus 180 with your money, David. Shout out to Lewis Eisenhower. Dale Fix says, I got my shit pushed in last night. I'm still sore this afternoon. Nasty Nate. How about them clover leaves, baby? Shout out to you, Nasty Nate, a.k.a. the wrench. Let's go, my dude. JPZ. This is betting politics, isn't it? There's no value in it right now. There's none. You're lay at minus 165. Then it's funny because it's truly there's no draws. There's no pushes in this thing. Someone's winning. Bo Jackson says, I took the Viking money line, Chiefs minus 2.5, and Trump to win at plus 200. Wow. That's googly-eyed UFC ring girl. Says, hey, Pet. What's up, googly-eyed UFC ring girl? Appreciate you coming in here. AOD got the Celtics second quarter casher. Let's go, Pistons. Pistons, baby. No NBA tonight, huh? Lewis Eisenhower says, Cowboys pick up anybody. They got a wide receiver, didn't they? I thought they got a wide receiver. Jonathan Mingo for seventh round. Jonathan Mingo and a 7th round pick for a 4th round pick to the Panthers. So the Cowboys will dress up Jonathan Mingo. Yeah, that guy. Let's go. Let's get after it. Shout out to Subhuman Gacho. He had a day today. Hopefully you guys saw his UCL action on the community tab. I tailed it. I won with my guy Subhuman Gaucho today. Let's go. Tarek B's acknowledging it. Stop. We cashed in soccer. I thought Dortmund was. So did I. So did I. Liverpool smacked them, though. Liverpool was a minus 120 on my money line. Woo. It's fun to get a little afternoon cash out there. Sadly, I lost in a Euro basketball parlay. But let's go. Let's go. AOD says sell the whole franchise. Fuck the Cowboys. The Sens are 2-0 on Tuesdays this season. It's my girl, man. It's my girl. Carly Baker and EKD. Shut me down. Send me on vacation. That's all I need right there. Shout out to Justin McKelvey. His Steelers did get a little more healthy. Actually, I like that Mike Williams play. Jesus, for like 4 years, they've been one-dimensional when it comes to their wide. They've got a number 1 wide receiver and nothing else. When they started seeing a little luck out of Juju Smith-Schuster, they shipped his ass out of town. It's like they didn't want it. I guess with Najee Harris, I get it. Yeah, Jay Peasy. I was looking at the numbers too. It was that +6 that got me. That +6 got me. Yeah, that was sad. Those other two cashed effortlessly in the Euro Cup. If you guys are interested in Euro Cup action, let us know. We're trading Euro Cup plays throughout the afternoon. UCL plays throughout the afternoon. European basketball plays throughout the afternoon. So, if you guys are interested, all we need to see is thumbs up buttons. Get the ones in the chat. Put the thumbs up button out there. Just a general consensus. I wish Joe T was here to run a poll for us. Are you interested? Maybe we'll put a poll up there later on. That's something you guys are interested in, because I know Jay Peasy's a sharp capper in the Euro basketball circuit. I try to cap in the Euro basketball circuit. I don't privy myself as sharp as Jay Peasy is at it, but certainly good money to be made. Shout out to Old E. He gifted 5 sports money memberships, my dude. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Building this community for us by 5 members at a time. That's the new bar being set by Oldie. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. That gets us moving. That gets us blessed in our action. Moving down the tracks. Let's kick this puppy off, huh? Shout out to Lexicons in here. Time to go. Time to get going. That's what I should say. We're not going anywhere just yet. But we're going to start with this Ottawa Buffalo game, and we're going to take a look at the top to bottom in this thing here. Top to bottom, we're going to start with some goaltender info. Where are my goalie news? Where did you go? Seems like it moves every single time. I got to get another monitor. I got to get one more monitor. Slide that into the old satchel in the lineup here. And what do we got? Damn right, Leanis Allmark going out there, starting for the Ottawa Senators. Let's not forget former Buffalo Sabre. Revenge spot out there. And look, don't look now. Ottawa kind of figured it out, albeit damn right, Leanis Allmark is 2-3 on the season. 2.62 goals against average and a 90.2% save percentage. Up and down. Not great, not terrible. Through 6 games, 90.2% save percentage is just above that bar of serviceable. Competent, capable. And the flip side, we got the Sabres on a 3-game losing streak. UPL. Ukko Pekka Luukkonen. I don't know. UPL. 3-4-1. Again, the Sabres on that 3-game losing streak. He's got a 3.16 goals against average, 89.3% save percentage. Young up-and-comer. He's lost 2 straight. 2 goals on 23 shots, though. Not too bad in that loss to the Red Wings. Now, we were all dead to rights on the Red Wings. I told you guys that was an absolute fade spot on Saturday. Hammer them Red Wings, and we did. At 25 years old, 89.3% save percentage, 8 games going. They're going to give this guy the majority of the action with Devin Levi being the guy that's going to be the 2 of the 1-2 combination. But it's probably going to be like a 65-35 situation out there. Levi's just getting into his 2nd year in the season, so unless UPL really goes out there and throws his nuts up, there's not likely a chance that we're going to see more than 35% of action from Devin Levi this year. And you can see that's evident in the fact that the guy's 89% save percentage with a 3.16 goals against average. They don't got anybody else to take in. They can't put anybody else into the net when it comes down to it. They got to play defense. They got to back this guy up. They got to let him go out there and make sure he doesn't choke. There were 2 spots that I looked at with this game here. Where did the one go? I lost it. Shit. Taking the Ottawa Senators. I know that much for sure. I'm taking them at -120. 2 teams that are different poised in their position in the season right now. And we're catching the Ottawa Senators at a nice -105. I love that number. I think that's a great spot out there. We also have a situation that I want to get involved with here, specifically around this is going to be an over trend. This is a strong look to the over. So it's a double dipper for me. I got to get the double dip. I asked Ashley to get me a double dip. We'll see if she's going to get in the game for us or not. But look, momentum is a big factor out there. Buffalo's defense is weak. Their penalty kill is amongst the worst in the NHL. And if they do go down a man, it's going to be trouble that they're not going to be able to handle with this Ottawa Senators team. But I looked at the total. How about this? Specific to the Buffalo Sabres. When they're home and both teams are on exactly 2 days rest, it's a 10-1 to the over. That complements the fact that Buffalo ain't playing no defense. I think it's a great opportunity for us to get paid. This is one of those attack it twice. It's going to be nice. And it's a spot that I want to be involved with. So you can now get this at minus 110s for the Ottawa Senators. You can also get the over. Let's see what the best number is we can catch on this thing here. I don't know why it has to be both teams specifically with 2 days rest, but I know a 10-1 trend when I see it. And over 6 is sitting at minus 115, pretty much across the board. There's 6.5s out there at FanDuel, but I'm not going to mess with that. I'm not going to attempt. I want the push to be in my back pocket if I need it. I'm not expecting to need it. These two teams with the scoring ability, the goaltending and lack thereof, the efficiency out there in the pipes to me, seems like it's a good spot to get involved, and that's how we're going to attack it. We're going to pop this thing off the top. We're going to double dip. Now, interesting note. These are 2 separate plays. Two. Unlike the way we're going to attack this game, the Minnesota Wild, the Los Angeles Kings. Story of the tape on this one to me. Big cash coming in on this Minnesota Wild team. And look at them, 8-1-2. Now we're at that 10-way point in the season. Do I expect the Minnesota Wild to be 8-1-2? No. I'm very surprised. But what do we have? We have the LA Kings on the second leg of a back-to-back. Furthermore, we look at the goaltending analysis between these two here. And look, Gustafsson's the number 1 for the Minnesota Wild, and he's playing like it. 6-1-1, 2.42 goals against average, and a 92.4% save percentage. If he shaves that goals against average down a little bit, those are Vezina-type numbers. On the other side of things, Red Light Rittich has come back. David Rittich for the Los Angeles Kings, 3-3 on the season. He's got a 3.08 goals against average, and he's got an 87% save percentage. Now, he's unconfirmed. So if anybody sees, let me look here. If anybody sees, now it looks like it's going to be Rittich. Still unconfirmed, but generally if Action's got the shot saves and the books lined out there at 25.5 in this case for the guy, then it's probably going to be this guy at this point of the game. And that makes sense. But you got this Minnesota Wild team. It's very much like that Ottawa Senators team. They got 3 straight wins going in their back pocket. They're going to go back to Gustafsson again because he's running hot. They're going to play the old hot hand game, and they should. He's 26 years old. He's allowed less than 2 goals in 4 of 6 games this season. Ride the guy like a fucking pony. 2.12 goals against average overall, 92.4% and 8 saves. That's incredible. The guy's been playing literally beyond himself, and it surprises me. I'm surprised with both these two teams. But I told you guys before, the spots that we don't want to be involved with, specifically on the LA Kings, is that second leg of a back-to-back. But how about this? It's not because they're out there scoring like crazy. It's because the Kings can't score. And now we've got an away dog position and no rest off a shutout loss, right? Let me double check. Now, what did we learn about that first period over off of shutout losses? It's vulnerable. But teams off of shutout losses do tend to find ways to fire, except this LA Kings team. And again, away dogs, no rest, off a shutout. They're just 5-19, says fade them Kings. 7-13 to the under in those positions. Can't make this shit up. Now, could this first period go over? Maybe. That could very well fall back into a situation. But the fact remains the road dog on no rest off a shutout out of a 20-game sample, leaning to a 63% edge to the under. And the Wild have won their last 7 night games. It's a hot team versus a not team in a bad spot off the second leg. Now, this is one play. This was 2 plays. Separate. One play. Together. Part of the reason behind that, look at this line for this Minnesota Wild team. Minus 180, minus 178. This game's probably got 3-1 written all over it. It's probably like 1-1 going into the third period. Minnesota catches a power play. They're at home. Why not? They catch a favorable break. The puck bounces in the net. It's 2-1. And then they score a goal with 45 seconds left to go up 3-1 and ruin the LA Kings' chances on that second leg of a back-to-back. Joe T says no first period trend between these two teams. Let's go. Pimp slap POD. We need it. Shout out to my guy, Matty Ice in the house. Says smash the like button. Shout out to you, Matty Ice. It's great to see you, my friend. Truth teller. Says tonight, Pennsylvania will decide. I'll tell you what, man. Tell you what. They might have done turn New York red. That's all I'm going to say. They might have done fucked around and they're going to find out. Stop Geoengineering's rolling out there for us. Appreciate Crystal Craig's in the house. Says bring back the pimp slap POD for the viewers. Shout out to Sharon Polian, my dude, says cat family thumbs up or down for pimp slap POD to come back. You guys all want the pimp slap POD back, huh? Well, what would the rules look like being this thing? I mean, shit, now I'm giving you 10 plays. I got to find one that I like more than anyone. All right. I'm amenable. I'm very amenable. Get them likes up for us, you guys. Shout out to Old E. Gifting the $10 dono says Buck should have gone for 2. And JPZ wanted me to add to the Buffalo breakdown Buffalo's ass. Knows. Stop Geo says my wings have looked like absolute dog shit. Honestly, yeah, but we were dead on them that Saturday, man. That was it. I'll bring you guys back to Pimp Slap POD. Now it's a whole nother. Now I got to stress out 10 fucking plays all night, and I got to stress out the play of the day one too. Okay, all right. I'll do it for you guys. And Bo Jackson says, "Make the Pimp Slap POD great again." All right. Shout out to Joseph Alvarado's in the house as well. Made in Philly. You guys rock, man. Thank you guys for coming in, hanging out with me, talking some smack, breaking some balls, bringing in new content here. We're going to give you guys the Pimp Slap play of the day then. I'll figure it out. You know, it's funny because I know exactly where I'll fit in the evaluation process to get it into the play there. So I know exactly where that's going to be. It's on the wall. I'm like, got to do it. I got a green screen I got to put on the wall. I love you guys, man. Shout out to you, Matty Ice. Thank you for coming in, my dude. All you guys rocking with us tonight. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. Just a couple more games to get to, and then we'll get you guys back out so you can go pull the lever if you haven't done so already. And speaking of ready, some would say that Colorado Avalanche team is ready. They were hurt. Probably, and you guys don't hear me say it often, that Tampa Bay spot last week was the hammer spot. Literally, my least favorite saying is don't overthink it. And I think I even said that. Don't overthink this spot. Just fucking hammer it and consider yourself fortunate. Move on from the free square. Now, we had a free square again the other day, and we cashed that one too. But that being said, Avalanche are getting back to it. Players are coming back. Lineups are getting adjusted. And I think you got to ask yourself, when's the right time to jump back on a team? When's the right time to trade a team? When's the right time to move? How do you identify those variables? Well, we use the star player theory as a benchmark. When the star player goes out that first game, you fade him. You play him. Star player goes out that first game, you play him. Somebody can step up. But after that, you fade him until the star player comes back. And you let him go one game before the star player or back in the lineup before you start thinking about jumping back on a team. So all them Colorado Avalanche backers out there tonight that are saying, well, they're healthy. They got Annunen coming back. You might get caught with your pants down here. And that's not a position you want to be in, especially with Philip Grubauer holding the stick on the other side. Now, he's only 1-4. He's got a 2.89 goals against average. He's 88.6% save percentage. Seattle's terrible. They lost 6 of their last 7. You don't lose those games because you're playing well. They're not, 2.89 goals against average isn't horrible considering that terrible run that they're going on out there, but he's certainly not playing spectacular. However, it's a rematch spot. It's a rematch revenge spot. Philip Grubauer used to be a Colorado Avalanche goalkeeper. Then if you look at the Avalanche, what are they doing? Well, they're on a 3-game losing streak. So you got 2 bad teams coming in head-to-head, at least statistically by the numbers. Now you got Annunen, 7 goals on 53 shots in his last 2 games. He's got a 2.58 goals against average. He's got an 89.9% save percentage. So you got Grubauer at 88.6 with revenge on his mind. You got Justus Annunen at 89.9% save percentage. And we're in a position where we want to fade the team with their players coming back. Also, phone call. Also, the Avalanche allow the league worst 4.25 goals against per game. They're just getting scored on like crazy. Furthermore, home ice is no advantage. This is what we talked about a week ago. It's hard for me to imagine you could have altitude in your back pocket, training there every day. Your lungs got to be like a fucking non-smoker and then some, just ready to take it all in. They're 2-5 at home. They're 0-7 on the puck line. And they're 7-0 to the over. It's a perfect over. And it ain't because they're scoring. It's because they got that league-leading 4.25 goals allowed per game. Now, they're still out with Nichushkin. They're still out with Drouin. They got Wood, Colton, and Pullman all out of the lineup. The flip side for the Seattle Kraken, the only player that's still out of there is Vince Dunn. With these 2 goalies' performances, despite how bad Seattle's been playing right now, there's no question. They're not playing well whatsoever, right? But neither are the Avalanche. Now, a week from now, might that be the time to start to look back at how their PP1's doing? Yeah, probably. Maybe even 2 days from now. But not for me, not for today. I'm not laying a minus 180 on a team that's on a 3-game losing streak, allowing the most goals in the NHL with a guy that can't stop a beach ball. That's not how we make money in this game. If I'm the last guy holding a fade the Colorado Avalanche ticket and I take the L, then I'll own it. But it's weird. Some of these folks I used to think knew hockey. I don't know. Let's not forget the star player theory. It's so important in what we got going on across the board. So we'll keep that in mind. Let's go one more hockey game for you guys. I'm going to pick it up, huh? Last game on deck here is the last game of the night in the NHL. Well, it's a tie, right? They got the Canucks and the Ducks. But we're talking Blue Jackets and Sharks. And what do we have going on with the San Jose Sharks? Spoiler alert or no? Spoiler alert or no? All right. Matt Calabrini's back for the San Jose Sharks tonight. What do we do when we have the star player coming back for the first time in the lineup? It's rhetorical. Assuming you guys paid attention. I just talked about it. And it's the same position that we've got here, except there is a little caveat. Columbus plays like fucking absolute wild beasts on the road. They're 8-1 straight up. They're 8-1 to the over. They're going over their team total 75% of the time. And the Sharks are terrible off a loss at home. They've lost 13 straight games at night at home off a loss. They're not good at home off a loss, and Columbus is one of the best teams on the road, period, scoring at fucking will. And you got a minus 124. Does it even matter who's in goal? All right, let's pretend for a second it does. Elvis Merzlikins, the number one guy that just came back from a ton of rest, got his ice legs underneath him last game out there. And he's ready to roll. He's got a 2.86 goals against average, a 90.7% save percentage. Now 4-time in 5 games. Remember, they had Danny Tarasov, but they got crushed. That was 7-2 loss in that one. So they're bringing back good old faithful in Elvis Merzlikins. Vitek Vanacek. Yeah. Him. When you're getting put on backup duty to Mackenzie Blackwood, it's not because you're playing well. And he's got a 1-4 record on the season with a 3.64 goals against average, 87.9% save percentage. He's only going in for his second game in the last 7 for the Sharks. So they don't want to use this guy unless they absolutely have to. And he's bad. You know, we just talked about it. 6 games on the season. He did come off a pretty good outing, though. 26 of 28 saves, 4-2 win over the Los Angeles Kings. But, listen, he's not a 93% save percentage goalie. He's not an 87.9% save percentage goalie. He's probably around an 83%er out there. And we got too nice a price tag in a spot where one team's awful at home, one team's great on the road. This is probably the don't overcomplicate it spot of the day. That's going to be Columbus. We're going to take the Blue Jackets. We're going to take them at minus 124. And we're going to feel pretty fucking good about it because that one, to me, especially with the star player coming back, we got double dipper of star players coming back. We got a shit team on the second leg of a back-to-back on a roadie. And we got a team in Ottawa that stomps on this Buffalo Sabre squad when they get the opportunity. I think those are some great hockey lineups for us here tonight. Nice little 5-pack because we double dipped that one spot in Ottawa. Let's roll on. Let's talk some college football. Football. Why did I go all the way back up and highlight that? Okay. Spoiler alert. I'm trying to move fast for you guys here. There's a lot of wind going on right now in Mactionland. The Great Lakes region. It's like a fucking cyclone. We got double-digit winds. We got rain in the forecast on both these games. Bowling Green, Central Michigan, Miami of Ohio, Ball State. Why does the wind play a factor? We talked about this earlier at the start of the show. It's not the rain. It's not the snow. It's the wind that's a blow. In fact, when we have double-digit winds, the under is clipping historically in college football at a 58% rate. Double-digit wins, college football, history of college football, 58% win rate when you have double-digit win. Now add some rain, add some ugliness. That's middle week, Maction, post-Halloween time frame. We got a Bowling Green team that opened up as a big road favorite at 10.5. They went up as high as 14.5. They've now settled back down to 13.5. We have 78% of the bets on Central Michigan. We have 77% of the cash on Central Michigan. And I don't know who the hell bet on Central Michigan. I got to say. What about the Central? Now, listen, it's my job to go in there and try to find the winning play. Now, some people will say, oh, we got to find the best number and the best edge. No. We got to find the winning play. I'm not naive to that. But when I look at the Central Michigan team, they're down to their third quarterback. They don't have any explosive playmaking at all. Let me step back. This total went from 53.5 to 48.5. We have reverse line movement. 84% of the bets and 55% of the cash are on the over. Yet it's fallen. Why do you think it's fallen? Well, Central Michigan's a piece of shit. They rank 131st nationally in offensive explosiveness. They are dead last. Absolute. Now, not a couple spots up from the bottom, and we're just going to round it down. They are bottom in finishing drives offensively. The worst team in college football to finish drives offensively. And yet people are betting on this team. Not sure I get it. Now 3-5 is probably misleading. You see 3-5 and you're thinking, okay, well, that 1-3 is the conference number. Against their own foes, they're bad. Not only are they bad at explosive playmaking, so explosive playmaking is like when they need to throw the ball deep and pop the top. By the way, in a windy, rainy game that we just talked about, going to be problematic. But let's say they do get down to the red zone. The best red zone defense in the MAC is Bowling Green. Only 9 of 24 red zone possessions have seen a touchdown out there. Held 11 field goals this year when it comes to teams getting in the red zone. And that's the Central Michigan team people are talking about playing on? I don't know. This fucking quarterback, he was 2 of 8 for 6 yards last week. I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago. And then Bowling Green's defense, not just you get a high ranked defense because you're not allowing teams to score. They own shutting the pass down, which leads this Central Michigan team to just literally be a linear team focusing in on just running the ball. Well, we love those spots. 18 to 20 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 40 miles per hour on a team that can't move the ball through the air, can't throw any explosive plays out there, missing players galore on top of it. No, sir. No, thank you. We're going to take the teaser with the 7.5. I don't like the idea personally in the MAC. I'm not a proponent of laying double-digit points. I almost did because Central Michigan's that bad, but I don't know. It's the MAC. I've seen some crazy shit happen. For the life of me, I don't understand how a team that can't pass the ball against a team that doesn't allow passing and doesn't allow scoring in 40 mile an hour gust of wind and rain is going to find a way to score. And that's what that second play is. That Central Michigan team total under 16.5 is exactly that. Where are you going to score? How are you going to score? Not buying it. I don't think so. I don't know about Bowling Green's over 31.5 on the team total either. I see it sitting at minus 105. It's got a red flag on it for me. I mean, geez, this is just... Bowling Green should absolutely beat the shit out of these guys. But would it surprise me that this game ends and we're looking at a score that's like 13-3? No, that wouldn't surprise me one bit. And we're juiced to the under on Bowling Green's team total over. So the elements, not Central Michigan, is what concerns me about the Bowling Green capability. But I think their defense comes to play. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that second game out there. Trans-Canada. So CMU will beat Georgia next year. Mark my words. See, is that college basketball? Matty Ice says, hell no, you can't. See, that's what I was saying, man. I'll tell you and then look, it's basically the rinse and repeat for the other game too. Those are two bad teams. And again, same element. It's almost exactly the same circumstances as what we've got going on with this game. Point spread's a little less. This line opened up at 9.5 for Miami of Ohio. It's gone to 12. Yet we have all the cash coming in on Ball State. 82% of the bets and 84% of the cash. This total's dropped. 854.5 down to 48.5, down to 47.5. I just don't see it. JPZ. I didn't realize that, JPZ. I don't spend a lot of time. I get angry when I watch other shows. And it messes my cap up because I'm thinking I'm fading your ass, especially when I hear some of the lunacy that or sometimes you hear, you guys have heard me say this before. Oh, I gave it out, but I didn't play it. Well, do me a favor. Don't fucking give it out. Talk about something else. Talk about your fucking dog. Talk about your shoes. Talk about the last time you went to the grocery store. Don't give me a breakdown in a game that you don't feel comfortable playing. I don't want to hear it. It's ridiculous. Shit drives me nuts, man. Drives me absolutely batshit crazy. Every time I hear it, I'm like, God, what are we talking about here? You just gave me a play. You Spent 20 minutes talking about it. You're not going to play it? Shit's out there a lot. This turns out it's nothing I believe in. But let's go. Let's go. We got 2 college basketball games here. Man, how about last night, though? We were 2 points. And I looked at the app, and I saw 80-78. They had the wrong team gets the score in overtime for that plus 950. I was like, son of a bitch, are we going to cash this thing? Oh, we didn't cash it, but we got the 15. I told you it wasn't a question of if I was going to play it. It was how much I was going to play on that 950, and I played enough that it was going to be worth my while. But anyhow, what did we find yesterday? Well, we talked about it. Those big numbers early in the season are our advantage. The books can't figure out exactly what number to put on there, and they're still trying to entice action on both sides. I mean, it's gambling 101. Now we got 2 monster spreads here for this 10 o'clock window. We've got UC Davis and the Washington Huskies are going to pop off out there. Little pack division football or basketball action. And we got pros versus Joes in the UC Davis Washington game. We've got 77% of the bets on the UC Davis side of things, right? We talk about the bets, we talk about the cash, and then we try to figure out how is Vegas or how are the books responding. As somebody flattened me the other day because they were like, it's not just Vegas anymore. I'm like, I got it. Been saying Vegas for so long. I got it though. I know that. No, you mean when I'm betting in New York, I'm not going to Vegas? Thanks. But anyways, minus 13.5. We talk about the bets. We look at that as the percent. That's all the tickets being written. So that's props, that's parlays, that's teasers. That's the whole soup. Then we look at the percentage of cash, and we generally tend to think that that's going to be more of the sharper better. That's going to be somebody that's not teasing. They're not multi-legging things. They're just coming in there with a backpack full of cash. They're dropping it on the counter saying, book my action. And then based on that, we look to see what are the books doing in reaction. And it's funny, a year ago, people fought me on it. Now it's becoming relatively standard across the industry, at least an accepted weather vane. We want to at least know which direction the wind is blowing. And so we've got 77% of the bets. So tickets being written galore on UC Davis. But 74% of the cash have come in on Washington. This line has gone in the direction of Washington. It went from 13.5 to now 15.5. So they got 2 more points slapped on that number despite all those tickets being written for UC Davis. This is where the proverbial, all that action coming in on UC Davis, and yet they're saying, hey, if you liked it at 13.5, will you come back in and put some more action down on 15.5? And it's that sarcastic little twist in there that jumps into this Washington play. 143.5 moved to 147.5. And, you know, the question isn't, is Washington going to win? It's going to be by how many. The thing for me is Washington's defense. That's going to be the question. Can they hold up there against this UC Davis team? And look, you know, problem I have with UC Davis, they're projected to finish like towards the bottom of the Big West. They're not a good team. They do bring back a strong defense, and they do bring back Ty Johnson, but a linear program in UC Davis with one guy shooting the rock all the time seems like a team in Washington should be able to go figure it out and shut it down. Now, the challenge is, and this is why this number is only 15.5. This is where Vegas doesn't know what number to put on there. There's just 3 returning starters coming back to Washington. None of them averaged a shit ton of points. They were all less than double-digit point guys all last season. One of the guys was a red shirt. So it is truly a new team with this Washington team. And so that is where the gamble lies for us here, is just how much do we want to back a team like this? But at 15.5 points, I think that's there's somebody asked me earlier today, well, would you consider the first half in this one? I wouldn't, because I don't expect this to be blowout. I just think that the team that's got just more Division I rated athletic players will separate over the long haul. I think they'll be out there. They'll give some issue in that Big Ten. I think there's going to be a lot of hell to be raised. The under was a spot that I thought about. So think about this. We just talked about the UC Davis ability to keep the ball, keep it under with that defense that they've got that's returning a predominant number of players. When you've got a game 1 of unranks, The under 76-38. So the under's not a terrible look here, but we talked about this yesterday. I'm not against laying the points in this case. This one I feel is a little bit more of an unproven situation than the next game that we'll talk about here, but I just think this Washington team can come out there and kick the shit out of these guys here. I don't care. 20 wins. Washington's got too much going for them. UC Davis doesn't have shit going for them. UC Davis is living off of what they did last year. Now, again, returning players, we'll see. If this was 20, I probably wouldn't be jumping in on it. But the fact that I'm catching reverse line movement at this 15 is right where the big money's coming in on. And that's where I'm going to put my money on as well. And we got one last game in college hoops, another 10 p.m.er. So we got some late night specials tonight. We got 3 10 p.m. games. Be fun to keep an eye on the election results and try to figure out exactly how that's going to go into this one here. But, here's a correlation that we have. Big totals, 18.5 points or more. The unders have hit at an alarmingly 650 to 499 times over almost a 1,200 game sample. So it's not a huge edge, but when you look at a spot like that, now you see this line for the San Francisco Cal Poly game. It opened at 20.5, hasn't moved. It's still sitting at 20.5. We've got a total that's moved like 10 points, 144.5 up to 154.5. 86% of the bets, 81% of the cash on the over. Yet it has gone to the under. Or I'm sorry. It has moved that 10-point spot. Overall, we saw San Francisco. Look, San Francisco is just this is boys versus men. That's exactly this game here. Lots of changes for San Francisco. New players, new coaching staffs, new. But when you got a name like San Francisco, you're out there able to attract the talent. It's not going to be a step back for this program. They're going to move forward. They're going to continue to excel. Cal Poly is the team that I'm a little concerned with here. I just don't know how they're going to be able to hang into this game. I just don't see how they're going to be able to keep the points going. And that's why I like the under, because I think what happens is San Francisco bludgeons this team. This is going to look like that Houston game last night. They're going to go up by like 35 points in the first quarter. They're going to get to halftime. They'll make a couple of changes. And then we're going to see like the last 10 minutes of the game, the scoring just completely drops off. It's only a San Francisco spot for me. I say only. It's 20.5. And I'd be comfortable taking the first half and the first 5. Ooh, what are we talking, baseball? I see 12.5s out there for San Francisco in the first half. I haven't officially pulled the trigger on that yet, but I have officially pulled the trigger on San Francisco. I might triple up on this one. This one might be the first half, the full game, and the under. San Francisco is going to kick the absolute shit out of this team. This might be like a... Could this score be like 85-40? Probably. Probably, I think so. Shout out to Big O. Shout out to DJ Hardy. Says he thinks Trump wins. Big O's going to take the dog with Harris at plus 146. Chris Sella likes Washington minus 8.5 first half at DraftKings. Okay. Shout out to Billy Briz in the house. There's my dude. Says take Obener points prop. The Englishman got paid $2 million to go with Sprinkly's lock-in. Happy election day. Go Washington. Absolutely. TransCanada says White Man Can't Jump is still a good movie. Yeah, Big O. There he is. Ty Johnson. I could see that. I could see that being the case. Yeah, Oldie says those 17 to 23 points. It's funny because what do people think? It's too many points. It's too many points. It's not too many points, especially early in the season. They're sitting at that number for a reason, Oldie. I'm glad that you concur. Kelly V. Matty Ice says we found that Vermont is legit. Air Force is god-awful. I like Vermont. I don't know about the state itself, but I like the program. The Catamounts? I'm good with the Catamount. I'm not sure what a Catamount is, but I like them. Jay Main says, Bowling Green should continue to swell. KV's looking for an NCAA Hoops channel. Matty Ice says Miami defense is far, far better than Ball State. I think those games are just ugly, boring unders. Really. I think that's the case. Shout out to you guys, though. Appreciate everybody coming through here tonight with us. We got the crew. We got Matty Ice dropping and paying a visit. Jay Peasy, my guy Trans Canada's there. You stay away from EKD, my brother. Elaine Coleman's in the house. What's up, Elaine? It's good to see you in here. Da Juice. The Juices. No, I don't care. It's a sports gambling show, for God's sakes. Well, that's where the rubber meets the road. Can we take some action on it? And that's the case. And we don't get into we don't care which lever you're pulling. Just pull a lever. Make sure you guys take that time to go out there and do that. Plenty of time to go make it happen. JPC says the Sharks have a star player. Kirk Gray's in the house. Shout out to all you guys, man. Londo86. Columbus all day agrees with me there. Shout out to my guy Gerardo Hernandez in the house. Let's go. So sup on a free overs in the NHL. I think that Pittsburgh game's a free over. I didn't actually pull the trigger on it, but I have it in a couple of parlays. So I do have it to the degree that I bundled it in for some of that second swoop. So like once I make some cuts, I bundle all those together in a parlay because damn, if they don't get hot and then you get pissed that you didn't get any action on them. All right, that's going to do it, you guys. Let's go. Shout out. I see Lucky Power. I see my guy Barry. Sharon Pulliam's in the house. Ricky Bobby's here ready to roll. Appreciate you guys. Made in Philly. Lewis Eisenhower. Truth Teller. Man, we had a full cast tonight, you guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me on the way out the door. That means a ton. It means a ton to see a guy, Old E, coming in here, gifting 5 sports money memberships. Pops another $10 dono on top of it. That is my brother. Thank you, man, for coming in here, hanging out, believing in what we're doing, blessing our action. And we'll be back tomorrow. On behalf of the Sports Money crew, make sure you check out my guy, Ramon Scott, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with the morning steam. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. You know the deal here. We're going to do a little more pre-game and get ready to get that cash. We got the NBA back and ready to attack tomorrow as well. So let's have a good night tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Good luck. Remember, get out there and vote. Get out there and stack some cash. And then get your butts back in here tomorrow and let's watch some cash. Let's make some money together. Appreciate everybody. Have a good night. See you guys real soon.